Hey, weirdo family, welcome back to another week. I hope your week was awesome. Mine was pretty good. I can't complain. Last week we talked about that juicy routine. Some of you watched this video and you were like, "Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm getting on that routine." Yeah. And you did not get on your routine. You know who you are. The great thing about making a mistake is that you can choose to say, "Gosh darn it, I made a mistake." You can learn from that mistake and you can choose to do something better. You can make a better choice. You can make another choice. You can make a different choice. Some of you will not make the necessary changes to change that mistake into a growth centered moment. That's okay. Tomorrow's a new day. Make a better choice. Make a different choice. Make a choice to say it stops here. I'm gonna try to level up by making the appropriate changes. And that brings us to my topic of how to actually meet a goal. Nobody gives you the recipe. They're just like, be diligent, be disciplined, have motivation, be consistent. Yeah, all those things are important, minus the motivation part, because we all know you can be unmotivated and still get everything done. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. Here is the recipe of how you actually meet a goal. Okay, lean in close. If you're nosy, be all up in the blinds. Get your pen and paper. Let's do this. Now, before you meet the goal, we have to make one agreement. The agreement to meeting this goal is you must say to yourself, "I am on this like a fat kid on a ham sandwich." This means that you agree to do this recipe I'm going to give you like your life depended on it, with, as I like to say, gorilla like intensity. If you were to go to the zoo and you jumped into the pen with the flamingos, you know what's going to happen? You might get some water splashed on you, or you might get some poop on your shoe. You jump into that pen with the gorillas, and it is on and cracking. That's what I'm talking about. Like a fat kid on a ham sandwich, you agreeing to meet this goal. This is how you're going to do it. You are going to agree to do whatever it is that you want to do, even when you don't want to do it. You're like, "Oh, it's cold. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I don't feel like it." You're going to do it anyway. When you're like, "My carpal tunnel is acting up. Ooh, my throat, my throat, my throat looks sore from here." You're still going to do it. Mm-hmm. When you do not have any energy or desire, you still gonna do it with that gorilla like intensity. Second part of the recipe is that you are going to give yourself enough time to do what you need to do. Because if you don't have the time and you're not doing it over and over and over again, even when you don't want to, you cannot meet that goal. Because I guarantee you, there are going to be some days where you would rather be sitting on the couch with your feet kicked up, eating a sandwich, playing Sudoku on your phone. You'd rather be doing that. Or insert anything. In my case, me and potato chips have a healthy relationship, and I'd rather be eating those. But yet, I do not. I relegate myself to one bag of chips per month because I have some goals to make. I have some empires to build. I have some unsolicited advice to give to you guys. I have some dreams to build. I have to give myself enough time to do these. Here's what I need to do. I need to learn some things. I need to have time to practice. I need to have time to read, to journal, to ponder the universe. All of that is the time needed to meet the goal. Then I have to, all the things that I needed time to figure out, I needed to write it down Because remember, if you don't write it down, it doesn't exist. That's how it goes with a goal. You need to write the goal down. You need to give yourself time to do that. You need to think about the goal. Why do you want to meet this goal? So if you don't know why you want to meet this goal, scratch the goal. Scratch it. Write a new goal. If you can't figure out why you want to meet the goal, it's an insignificant goal. Sometimes your reason why is what people would consider superficial. Who cares? It's a why. Sometimes your why is earth shattering, profound. Great. It's the why. Proceed. If the goal is not going to change or elevate your character in any way, scratch that goal. It doesn't mean anything. If your goal is not designed to get you to someplace else, which means that's forward movement, it's moving you forward, scratch the goal. If your goal is self deprecating, limiting, or sabotaging, that's a crappy goal. Just scratch it. When you write your goal down, you have to write it down as if you've already achieved it. For example, I said earlier that I'm a big old nasty hiker. One of my actual goals is to go hiking in the Kings Canyon and Sequoia National Forests in Central California. So to have the goal be said or written in a way that I have already achieved it, it would go something like this. I, I am feeling accomplished and excited that I am hiking in the Kings Canyon National Forest by October 31st of 2023. So that goal is specific. It is said as if it's already happening. I tell how I'm feeling in that goal and I give a specific date. You have to write this stuff down. You must be specific and you have to talk about how you're feeling. Because when you can put how you are feeling and the why in there, you will meet that goal. The why, the why I want to go hiking in the Kings Canyon National Forest is because it's about my character. I am a hiker. So when you are something, you tend to do those things. Those goals tend to be manifested, created, completed, however you want to say it. Because I'm a hiker, and I said before, I get inspiration by being out in nature, I must hike. So naturally, a bunch of my goals are to hike everywhere. Now let's get a couple things straight. I can walk far. I'm not doing it fast, but I'm doing it. I am doing it. I wrote it down. I get to check it off my list and feel awesome while checking it out. Like, oh, I've met my goals for the year. I'm hot stuff. So that's pretty amazing. I feel pretty amazing about that. Before I set these specific goals, yeah, I met some goals haphazardly. Like, shoot, I can't believe I did that. That's how I felt before. I would say that all the time. I did that purely off of luck. Not anymore. It is written down. I am not surprised that I met that goal. I'm not surprised I'm where I'm at because I did the necessary work. I gave myself the time. That I was doing what I said I was going to do, even when I didn't want to do it. I practiced. I gave myself enough time to practice. I wrote it down. I got on my routine. I was consistent. So let's talk about motivation, consistency, and discipline. So last video I said you can be unmotivated and consistent and you will meet your goals. Now let's throw discipline in the mix. Discipline means that you will see things to the end. You will complete it. So consistency is you keep doing it over and over and over again. Discipline is not only do you keep doing it over and over and over again, you finish it. Now, I am your keeping it real coach. Sometimes I forget what people say. So let's recap. We are talking about meeting our goals and what it takes to meet that goal. We've talked about setting a routine, getting on that routine so it sets us up to be ready to meet the goal. Some of you haven't done it yet. Get it done. Make your routine. We talked about writing a goal down. If you don't write it down, it does not exist. To meet the goal, give yourself enough time to actually practice the goal, do the goal, write the goal, anything that you need, give yourself enough time to work towards that goal. And keep doing that goal over and over and over again, even when you don't want to do it. This is called discipline and consistency. Consistency is you do it over and over and over and over and over and over and continue. Discipline is while you're doing it over and over again, you will finish it. Now, let me tell you a story. This is Fresno, circa 2008. 2008, that's right. I lived in an apartment that was in not the nicest area in Fresno. I had closed my door, I locked it, and I was about ready to walk to my car, and this man approaches me carrying a TV. So I automatically think, this fool is trying to sell me a hot TV. Oh, heck no. I'm not getting caught with a hot TV. So he walks up carrying this TV, and he says to me, this day window? And I was like, I thought to myself, what the heck did he just say? So at this time, I was extremely bougie. And I said, I'm sorry, sir, but my name is Keisha. Cause I thought maybe he was asking me my name. I don't know. And then he looks at me and he says, this day window. And I say, I'm thinking to myself, what is that? And then I say, I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not interested in buying your little TV. And then he says again, this day window. And I said, sir, I only speak English. I don't know what you're saying. Then he points to the window that I'm standing next to and he says, is this day window or is this your window? I'm trying to drop the TV off. I've knocked at the door. They didn't answer. So I want to knock on the window. So is this day window or is this your window? I was like, oh, yes, sir. That's their window. I'm sorry. I didn't understand. The moral of the story is I was being bougie as hell. It's true. I own to that. But he did not give up. He kept going on and on and on to meet his goal of dropping the TV off. I'm not saying it was hot. In my mind, he was trying to sell me a hot TV. He probably bought the TV for the neighbor. Who knows? But he gave the necessary time. And he just didn't give up until he got his goal met. So I affectionately call him this day window. Every time I think of that story and about how he persevered to drop the TV off, you gotta have that kind of gorilla-like intensity. He was like, I'm on this like a fat kid on a ham sandwich. I am not giving up until this TV is dropped off at this house. And he met his goal, dropping the TV off. And I felt stupid, but oh well. You know, I was cordial and I was in it to the end. So you be a this day window and don't give up. Give the time, and make the commitment to meet that goal. Okay, Weirdo family, this is Keisha, your keeping it real coach. Until we meet again.